go to wide receivers in LA with the Rams. That's Cooper Kupp up 4.8 spots, 26.3 in ADP. There's obviously Puka Nacua too, 4.1. He's down 4.1. I apologize. ADP at 15.5. So, we'll rope these guys in together, obviously, since they're on the same team. I'll go quick, and then let's kick it to Anthony first. So, yes, Puka played in 5 more games of Cooper Kupp. He had 29% of the team's targets. I'll say, here's the thing. Of all the players we have talked about today, this is the biggest one where you're going to see if this, if that, if this, because there's a lot of potential for injury. It's hard to trust these guys. So if Cooper Kupp is healthy, Puka Nacua is not sniffing 29% of the team's targets. He's just not. He's not. And then it goes into, do you trust the knee, which we talked about Sean McVay earlier. I still have some PTSD, that being Puka Nacua and his knee injury. I still have some PTSD back from the days of Todd Gurley and with Sean McVay being vague. Yes, I get it. It's a much different injury. I get it. But that's still in the back of my mind. In terms of Cooper Kupp, listen, is he going to be what he was that year where people were saying that he damn near could have been the NFL MVP? No. But if he plays a full season, he still has that rapport with Matthew Stafford. He's going to get a ton of targets, and it's not going to be that 29% for Puka Nacua. So for me, with Cooper Kupp being cheaper, again, I talked about this, Puka Nacua at 15.5 in ADP, Cooper Kupp being 26.3. I will wait, and I will get Cooper Kupp if I want a share of this Rams pass catching field here. These are the 2 big names, obviously. I'll go ahead and I'll do the Cooper Kupp here. And because to me now, we have injury concerns on both players. Obviously, Cooper Kupp has a bigger track record for it. We've only seen Puka Nacua for 1 year, but that's where I'm going here. I have Puka Nacua ranked as my wide receiver 13 this season. Finished 4th last year. I just think if Cooper Kupp plays a full year, he's going to go down. He's not going to get that target share. But we'll see about the injuries. Anthony, again, I mentioned there's going to be a lot of ifs. I'm sure you're going to have them too. But go ahead, buddy. We'll go to you. Then we'll go to Steve. Then we'll go to Pete.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp is the receiver I'm targeting in this wide receiver room if I am taking one. You bring up the injury concerns. I have a concern about Puka Nacua and his cost. And it's the fact that are people drafting Cooper Kupp or Puka Nacua at his ceiling, wide receiver 4 and wide receiver 6 fantasy points per game. I bring this up all the time. If the Rams didn't take him, does he get drafted at all? No workout metric, like not what you think, the type of player that's going to pop the way he did. So is there room to grow, or is there only one way to go, and that's down for Puka Nacua? That's how I'm looking at it, and I'm probably going to take heat for it. Because Puka Nacua is that shiny new toy, that darling. Cooper Kupp's old. He's injury prone. But Cooper Kupp has put up a couple of magical years. Like magical years with Matthew Stafford because they have an innate rapport.
Anthony, can I just interject for 1 second?
Yes.
And then you go on here with your point. Remember with the days when we used to compare Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp, and I was on the side of Cooper Kupp, you were on the side of Robert Woods?
No, because I always remember I used to bring up Cooper Kupp's red zone usage at first because that was the first thing that always stood out to me.
I'll go into the archives, and by the way, you guys can go into the archives and get ready for your drafts, and you can feel free to subscribe to our content. Yeah, that's right. Stay off the weed. Anthony, go ahead.
Yeah, back to Cooper Kupp here. Who's to say, he's been banged up past 2 years. Played in 12 and 9 games in the past 2 years, respectively. But 2021-22, the wide receiver won in points per game. We get a huge drop-off last year. If Cooper Kupp finds a way to stay healthy, who's to say he is not reclaiming his throne as number one wide receiver target around this team? Because of that pre-existing rapport, reports are suggesting that the offense will once again run through Cooper Kupp. So when it's all said and done, the deal breaker for me is cost. I have to pay back of the first round, early second round for Puka Nacua. Kupp's a little bit cheaper, to where I feel like I can swallow that pill a little bit easier, just in case there are injury concerns.
Okay. Steve, what do you got, buddy?
Yeah, I remember Cooper Kupp. He was a rookie. I remember I took John Ross, and this other guy took Cooper Kupp. And I did like a second glance at Cooper Kupp. I'm like, oh man, this guy's gonna be good. So I made a trade. I got Cooper Kupp for John Ross.
Nice.
That worked out. That worked out really well. But I just think the new guys in town. I think Puka's the new, the younger guy. Cooper, 31, 32 years old. I do like Cooper Kupp. They're going similar. I mean, Puka, I actually saw Cooper Kupp go higher than Puka last night in a draft. But even most, normal drafts, Puka's going in second round, Kupp's kind of going in, end of the first, early second, Kupp's kind of going in later second, early third, mid third, something like that. But look at the game against the Lions last year. It was the Puka Nacua show. And even in games when Cooper Kupp was there, Puka was still going off. I know that, initially when Kupp came back, Puka's numbers fell off a little bit, but I think both will still be solid. Both will still be very, very good. And there's a world where both could be very, very good playing with Stafford and McVay's offense, where he just opens up so much stuff for these two guys. But if there's one guy I want to own, it's Puka. I just think it's a little bit of changing of guard there in LA.
Okay. And I will bring up a potential bet I have in mind. But Pete, go ahead, buddy. Again, we're rounding this out, and then we'll go to our last player. Do you have anything to say about the Rams wide receivers there at the top of the depth chart?
I have Puka as my wide receiver 14, just behind Mike Evans. And I feel pretty good about it. I have Puka 14. I have Cooper Kupp 18. I think if Kupp is healthy, he's still the guy. There haven't been many clips, but I have seen some clips and he looks good. And I don't think he's going to lose a step. His play style is not based on speed. He's kind of similar to Keenan Allen in some ways, but Keenan Allen also gained 30 pounds this offseason. So I don't know if that's going to help him in his route running. But when you have guys that are elite route runners, it doesn't fall off as quickly with age as it does for guys that, have speed, in my opinion. So, and the whole thing with Cooper Kupp, people forget it's about what's up here. It's not all about the athletic ability for him. Him and Matt Stafford are some of like the smarter guys on an NFL field when it comes to offense. When Cooper Kupp had that great season, you saw him find spots in the defense, and him and Matt Stafford talked about it. They don't even have to tell each other when they're making a check at the line for hot routes and changing things up. Like they both look at the defense and they know, and they just run. What'd you say?
It's all that ESPN.
No. So I just think that is important, and I think Kupp's gonna be good this year. So I'm not taking Puka at his cost. I'd rather shoot for a guy like Nico Collins, even Chris Olave. It's not that I don't think Puka could finish there, but the risk is just not worth the reward, in my opinion.